Hey, it's me. I'm back. I'm going to give you a short preview for a movie, a documentary called New Faces on Main Street. This is very low key, not a dramatic video at all. It was actually a documentary made in the late 90s. It deals with people in the upper Midwest, especially Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, a little bit about Nebraska. And it discusses the impact of immigrants into the area. Now, any of one of us that happens to be living, teaching in a school that, or in a community where there have been a lot of recent immigrants, say in the last 20 years, especially from either refugees or from Central or America, South America, et cetera, the Caribbean, who are coming here for jobs. Obviously, if they're from Southeast Asia, some of the ones that came after the Vietnam War, even though that may seem a long time ago, the chain reaction of chaos doesn't stop. You don't just have one war and it doesn't affect all the countries next to them, and then economic conditions as well. So this discusses, and it shows it shows people in small towns. I like it because it's small town oriented, not so much big city. But it talks about Green Bay, Wisconsin, talks about Storm Lake, Iowa, Wausau, Wisconsin, and then Minnesota, places in Minnesota, and talks about the conflicts and things that happen to the refugees. Some of these are immigrants, some are refugees. You can't, refugee is a person who's admitted with documents because of the threat to their lives or their livelihood. That's refugees. Immigrants may come with documents or without documents. I want to give you a little preview of some language not to use. Legal, illegal, or you're an illegal alien. That term may exist in the law, but calling someone illegal is very offensive. I've had people argue, well, they are. I said, yeah, but you're not. It's like calling people a name and then expecting to work with them. I always say in Spanish, sin documentos, without documents. We're here to work with people. We're not here to get into an argument. Okay, so my Three Stooges clock, I'm sorry, it's now 5 o'clock. Three Stooges. Hello. I'm Larry. I'm Curly. God bless Curly. A Jewish comedy group, by the way. People don't know that, but Three Stooges didn't know anything. I always knew I laughed, Oh, I know it's crude humor, but it's kind of funny. What I liked about it was kind of like low context, high context. With Stooges, it wasn't subtle. I'll just smash you with a pie or I'll hit you over the head with a sledgehammer. Oh, I get it. It's comedy. Anybody can figure it out. That's why they were so popular everywhere. Okay. Sorry. So in this video, you're going to see how people react to them in the local climate. And then you're going to see how they adjust. You're going to see their motivations. It's going to give a little bit of background about Central America, about wars, and also about the hard times. And about these because you probably have seen enough on TV. People come to the United States because it's an economic machine. And people wouldn't be coming here if they couldn't actually get jobs and make money, however they're hired, I think this is a good place to start. It's low key. It's not a bunch of name calling and angry people. There's some angry people, but they're Wisconsinites and they're angry, but an angry Wisconsinite isn't very vocal. So, they're not running around with guns at the time in the 90s. So I want you to enjoy this video. I want you to think about your own students in terms of it. We don't have time to have you react and write discussion threads on everything in the class. I've got enough stuff for a semester. So I've decided to feed you a lot of stuff, but I may not get a lot of reaction from you, okay? Now I'm thinking of doing a Zoom session where a couple times a week where anybody can come in and talk with me. And so if you're interested in doing that, if you can meet one of those times, we'll do that. That's not one of those Zoom sessions where you get points. It's pure volunteer, okay? But I like to do it in that way. I can just be on live on here and you can tune right in, we can talk. All right, any of you, I mean, all of you could come in, I don't care. All right, that's all I got to say about that, and I hope you enjoy this video. It's called New Faces on Main Street.